everybody, this is Miles Luigi welcoming you to the final video of the Paper Mario Lone Run, where we take on the final boss, Bowser. Now, there is this initial Bowser battle, which I'm including for the sake of completion. However, there's not too much to see here because it's just a lesser down version of the final boss battle. So, if you want to go ahead and just skip to the time code listed in the video near the bottom, go ahead and do that. So it was actually this battle here, the final boss battle against the final Bowser, that I used as a determinant to figure out whether or not I should even attempt the Paper Mario Lone Run back when I decided to do it. The final Bowser is, well, he's a really tricky target with a wide variety of attacks. 99 HP, 2 defense. He's a really tough guy. It was this battle that I used as a gauge to figure out whether or not this run would even be possible in the first place. The badge setup that I do use against the final Bowser is Power Bounce, Dodge Master, both Power Pluses, the P up, D down, the All or Nothing, the Damage Dodges, Last Stand, and Power Rush. Now, I knew a defensive setup wasn't really going to work too much against the final Bowser. He just simply does too much damage, and you can't really use star powers too effectively against Bowser. That is, the timeout doesn't really work all that often. You can use chill out, however, the thing is, whenever Bowser uses the star rod, it completely clears out the chill out effect, so chill out itself also isn't too terribly useful. There were 2 badges I was debating on whether to attack Bowser with. It was the D down jump or the Power Bounce, and I made a video on my channel about 2.5 years ago where I used D down jump because Power Bounce about does the same damage, but there's a bit more action command to Power Bounce than there is to D down jump. But in retrospect, Power Bounce is probably the better badge here, and it has to relate to part of the strategy as we'll be getting into it. Jump Charge also doesn't work very well in this fight because, well, the Star Wipe attack that Bowser does, I'll get into that, actually wipes away any charge that Mario builds up. Dodge Master is especially useful here because a lot of Bowser's attacks induce status ailments. So, why don't we go over his attacks, actually. Bowser uses the Star Rod to... well, he has a lightning attack from it and a star wipe attack. The star wipe attack does 6 damage to Mario, 3 damage to the partner. In particular, it also wipes out any charge that Mario has built up, so hence why the charge badges are particularly useful against the final Bowser. Usually the star wipe attack is more detrimental to you in this battle as it knocks out your partner, but that's not really something I have to worry about. The other attack here is Bowser will use the Star Rod to just do a flat 10 damage to Mario, and that can be pretty tricky to guard just because the lightning comes out, and I don't even know exactly where the timing is on it, to tell you the truth. Bowser has 2 direct attacks he can use on Mario, one of them being a claw swipe and the other one being a jump. Both do 8 damage, and both of them can hurt you in a pretty bad way. The claw swipe can poison Mario, and while poison isn't completely immobilizing or super detrimental, it's kind of annoying. The jump attack is a bit more deadly from Bowser, as that can temporarily cause one of Mario's commands to be lost, and the last thing I need to have happen to me is to have Mario's jump lost, because that completely destroys a lot of my offensive capabilities against Bowser for a couple of turns. Not something I want to deal with. One of Bowser's main attacks, of course, is that he breathes fire, and that just does a flat 10 damage, and the guard timing there, you have to learn it. Bowser is also able to restore 30 HP up to 3 times in the battle, although depends on his AI how often he uses it. In my experience, the final Bowser only uses that heal twice, if that, sometimes only once. It kind of depends on the way his AI is feeling. Of course, anytime Bowser uses the Star Rod, you want to clear that out as soon as possible with the Peach Beam. Most of you probably don't know, but not only is the final Bowser mobile, immune to all attacks, his attack power actually doubles from the Star Rod, so all of his attacks just completely wipe you on the floor if you let him attack while he's all charged up. It's not in your interest to let him do that. So the way things ultimately work out in terms of the math, you'll notice the badge step was a lot of attack increasing and a little bit of defense increasing too. Basically, it's to make the numbers work out in Mario's favor, and Mario just doesn't quite have enough HP for this battle to be theoretically winnable. I said theoretically winnable, as in practice, usually Bowser doesn't constantly use Flame Breath or the Lightning Strike attacks, and he'll use lesser attacks or other things that can help you buy time. And in particular, if you let Mario's HP line up at specific values and watch his HP, it's possible for Mario to pretty easily get to around 5 HP, 4 HP, 3 HP. And because of that, if you remember the anti-guy battle times 3, I've got Last Stand on. And Last Stand will mean once Mario's in danger, and if he's at 5 HP or 4 HP in particular, he'll be able to take one more attack. Combining that with Power Rush, that means if I get Mario in that situation where he's at 5 HP or 4 HP, I can unleash a really devastating attack on Bowser, and this is why I picked Power Bounce over D-Down Jump, because I'll be able to unleash more attack on Bowser with Power Bounce than I am with the D-Down Jump. And with that said, that is actually the strategy for the final boss battle. He goes down, and that concludes the Paper Mario Alone Run. So I believe a couple of additional footnotes are in order here. First things first, I would like to thank you for viewing. If you're viewing this after it was all completed, congratulations. But for some of you, you had to wait for me to complete this, and this took me damn near 3 years, 2.5 years to complete. I apologize. Me not being interested in the run anymore, to being interested in the run anymore, to not being interested in the run anymore, kind of being sloppy at the game because I haven't played it in a while, all that. Thank you for being patient with me. I hope you enjoyed. For those of you wondering if there will be a Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door Mario Lone Run, that is currently planned after I am done with Super Mario 64 Star Road. It's I plan on streaming that. More word on that when that comes around. It is planned, and I also don't plan on spending 2.5 years on it. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for being patient with me. Special people I want to thank in particular, JDester64, thank you for just working out the anti-guy battle for me. Thank you, that just made my life much easier, much simpler, less thinking I had to do on my behalf. Thank you again. I'd also like to thank Wayoshi for his constant support, and in particular nagging to help me get this done, or else maybe I would have just completely never gotten this run done. I want to thank him for just constantly being on my tail saying, Miles Luigi, complete your Mario Alone Run. He actually wants me to do a pre-Hooktail Pit run in an actual console, and I told him when I complete my Mario Alone Run, so he's probably nagging me so I get that pre-Hooktail Pit run. A couple of notes I would like to make about this Mario Alone Run. This run made me really think a lot more how to approach Paper Mario and take advantage of the enemies from chapter to chapter and how exactly to line up Mario. Because failure to do so, enemies can really wall up on Mario and cause him to die pretty fast when you don't have any readily available healing items or, say, partners to bring you out of a jam. So if you come into this unprepared, Mario's going to die really fast. So it made me really think about exactly how I approached the game and continued to go through it, and I guess really find out that the developers made it possible to beat almost all of this game attacking only with Mario. There was only that one situation in Chapter 1 where I needed to use Bombette's attack to knock over the Cooper brothers, but other than that, the rest of this game is entirely possible using Mario by himself, his own merits, without using any items at all or any of his partners. And I really treasure the idea that they designed this game this way so that I can impose this self-restriction on myself. and still be able to beat the game. And once again, it really made me think differently on how I approached the game. Some people complain that the Paper Mario games, Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door I'm referring to specifically, are a little too easy, and I gotta say, if you think so, try doing the Paper Mario Alone run. The methods that I've used for this run in particular aren't the only ones that are out there. I'm certain there are alternate strategies out there, and I'm certain somebody else could think of possibly a better way, or a simpler way, or maybe just a more efficient way to proceed through the game. My goal was to beat the game and try to come up with the best strategies I possibly could. So I'm not saying my strategies are the best. I'm certain somebody could probably come up with some better strategies. I still contend that one of the toughest points is Chapter 3 because of the attack power spike that happens there in relative to Mario's level and the badges that are available and all the preparations I had to make for those, and in particular the early chapters, because Mario just doesn't have the equipment yet to tackle on the chapters. It also gets difficult later on. I'd argue Chapter 8 is definitely a fun time because, you know, the enemies are powerful, gotta really think, gotta really be on your game. But I've really enjoyed this run. I hope you have too. And when I get to it, join me for the Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door Mario Alone run. This has been Miles Luigi. See you all next time.